Woo-hoo. Let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super excited to have you here on the call this morning. We're going to be getting into so much, but before that kicks off, if you could let us know in the chat a little bit about yourself, where you're based out of, who it is you help, what it is that you help them with. That will help Andrew and I be able to cater this training more specifically to you. So the more energy you give us, the more energy that we can give you. And if you feel comfortable, we invite you to come on screen, be on camera with us, not only because we're interacting together, but because the people in the room here are all like-minded people who are doing similar things to you. This could be your next accountability buddy. This could be your next client. So coming on here and interacting with each other is also really, really important. Yay, we got Alexis in the house. We got Dan in the house. It's good to see you all here. Fer, hola, ¿cómo estás, amiga? So happy that you are here today. Hi, Juan. Good to see you as well. I love seeing familiar faces and new people. All right, so we've got some people here from Denver, Colorado, working with marketing and Facebook ads. Wonderful. Jess, Wales in the UK, helping marketing agency owners build out their operational systems. They need to scale. Yes, systems. If you know anything about our boy, Andrew, he's all about systems. So you're definitely in the right place. Hi, Nikki, welcome. You're in Florida and you help coaches, consultants, and course creators scale their businesses with Facebook ads and funnels. Hola, Arlie, Mexico, working in marketing and with funnels. Hello, Dan, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, looking to transition to online coaching. We're so glad you're here. And, you know, I'm in Cabo as well, so it's time for us to set up a coffee meetup so we can finally meet in person. Alexis, based in Georgia, I help middle schoolers close the foundational math gaps so they can become independent problem solvers. Woo, that's super cool. Love it, Alexis. Welcome, everyone. Again, if you feel comfortable coming on screen, we'd love to see your beautiful smiling faces so that we can get that vibe and energy from you. Isaac, good to see you on here as well. We also have Fer in Los Cabos, Mexico, a podcast manager for soul-led coaches. All right, looks like me, Fer, and Dan need to plan a meetup since we're all here in Cabo together. And if you have your, if you could put yourself on mute, that would also help us out as well as we're going through the training today. Before we bring the wonderful, the amazing Andrew Cruzy on, I'm going to take a moment to introduce myself. Hello. I'm Lauren Turton. I'm the Client Success Manager here at Masters of Fate. I've been in the business coaching industry since about 2018, 2019. And in February, I reached out to Andrew and he brought me onto the team as a client success manager. And it's been an honor to be a part of this team and help our community members and our clients really dial in what it is that they're working on in regards to their offer, their messaging, and the social strategies to get more visibility to attract their ideal clients. And oh yes, more people signing on that I've known from other trainings as well. So good to see you. Again, if you haven't let us know in the comments what you have going on, please let us know so that we have more context and that we can cater this to you. Billy, what up, my man? Good to see you here today. Loving the hat. Looks good. You look good in red. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, and without further ado, I would love to bring the one, the only, Andrew Cruzy on so he can pop off today about how to book 30 plus high quality sales lead per week without complicated funnels or ads. Andrew, welcome.
Yay, what's up, guys? Thanks for hyping it up, Lauren. Good to see you guys. We have another awesome workshop here for you today, how to book 30 high quality sales calls per week, even during the trust recession in the coaching industry right now. I think I'm gonna illuminate some things for you today with new ways on how to do things. My intention here is to get you guys as much value as possible in the hour that we have together, and also give you so much value that you're like, hey, I want to book a call and explore working with these guys and get the exact system, strategies, and all that stuff in place. Does that sound good to you? Awesome. Cool. So for some context, put a 1 in the chat if you're a coach or agency owner. Put a 2 in the chat if you're in another industry. Would love to get a head count here. Cool, cool, awesome. It's okay if you put a 2. There are a bunch of 1s. Okay, Nikki, fair mess. Dan is a half. Okay, cool. Isaac, awesome. You're kind of in coaching, Isaac. Cool. 2, 2, 2. Awesome. Kind of a coach. Sweet. This will apply across industries. We specifically work with coaches and agencies and that sort of stuff. In our highest level program, we help founders of businesses install the systems, train their team, all of that stuff. And you'll see some of the behind the scenes systems here today. So that would be cool. So the issue today in the coaching industry is that a lot of coaches are teaching what worked in 2020, 2018 for call bookings. Those things just don't work anymore. There's a big lack of trust in the coaching and agency space, and we have to use new strategies to build up trust with our audience. And you guys are the action takers, the go-getters that are here today. And I'm glad you are live because this is one of our strategies, right? So one of the best things to do in the space right now is doing live workshops. So we do a weekly live workshop at 11 a.m. EST every Thursday. If you guys aren't implementing that, even if you have a small audience, these will work really well. Because as you're going to see, I put this one together just on a Google Doc. Sometimes we have slides and that sort of stuff, but I wanted to make it as simple as possible for you guys to be like, oh, I can do that, right? Andrew, like, you just put it on a fucking Google Doc. I can put it on a Google Doc. So I want to get that point across to you guys today. So that's just one of the 5 strategies that I'm going to share with you here on building up trust and getting things going with booking more high quality sales calls. So does that sound good? Cool, cool, cool. So let me flip this bad boy around. So if you're outside of the coaching agency space, all that stuff, you'll get a lot out of this, especially when we get to the Airtable systems portion. But what we're going into is how to book 30 high quality sales calls per week in 2024 without complicated funnels or ads. One thing that I want to mention is done is better than perfect. The clarity will come in the doing. With the 3,000 clients that we've worked with, what I've seen to be the biggest roadblock is their perfectionism and thinking that things need to be perfect. They don't. Number one, you just need to do cool shit in your life and take risks and live an awesome life and create a cool story. And then just start building a business out of that. I love the coaching, consulting, course creation space because it allows for so much freedom and for us to just be ourselves, which is amazing. So for context, my name's Andrew Cruzy. I went from $82,000 in debt and having $600 to my name to systemizing, scaling, and selling a multiple 7-figure coaching business in less than 3 years. It was called Tribe of Buyers. We have some people on here that were in Tribe of Buyers. So thanks for being here, guys, the real OGs. And I'm one of the only entrepreneurs in the space to have done that. I've worked with some of the biggest names, start, systemize, and scale their businesses, like Cole Gordon, helped him launch his first offer in his first community, now runs a $40 million sales agency. Bastion Slot, who is in agency, helped him transition to coaching, and now he runs an 8-figure coaching business. Eli Wild, who's Tony Robbins' #1 salesperson, just awesome guy. If you don't know Eli, look him up on Facebook and YouTube. Like, he is an alien. Like, he is so different and so like tapped into influence and persuasion. Like, just by listening to him, it will up the influence persuasion game. Love Eli. Doug Botton, Jeff Miller, Stacy Conkey, Jess Lenoble, who now runs an 8-figure Facebook group. We started in 2018. She launched it, and now she regularly makes 8 figures from her Facebook group in the real estate coaching industry. So it's pretty cool. My business scaling philosophy here is simplify your offers, systemize your operations, and scale your team. It's really simple. I call it the S3 method. And where people usually go through the income roller coaster is not investing their profits appropriately. They don't win their time back. They don't use leverage. They don't use systems, and they just get stuck where they're at or go back to zero. So our core philosophy is simplify your offers because it's the foundation of your business. If we don't have solid offers with solid messaging, it's like building a business on a foundation of sand instead of concrete. And it's just like pulling teeth when we're prospecting and selling and all of that stuff. Systemizing your operations. We don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems, and having repeatable processes to follow over and over and over, and to delegate and get things off our plate. And if we don't have team members, we don't really have a business. If we don't have A players on our team, like Lauren, Michael, Arlie, who are on these calls, then we don't really have a business. We just have sometimes high paying job, you know? So my objective is to help you guys out here with getting calls booked and all of that, but wanted to give you some context. My mission is to help over 100 more coaches this year achieve external freedom by scaling their businesses past 100K per month with high profit margins. So what you guys are probably wondering, is good to put into a workshop. Is this worth your time? You can see all these testimonials here from Cole Gordon, Bastion Slot. Alok was struggling at like 60K per month, and we helped him install a team and systems, and he was able to scale past $1 million in just a few months and work less than he had ever worked in his life. So that's why the S3 method is so powerful. So more stuff, and let's get into this. So does this sound familiar to you? You're booking some calls, but getting a lot of reschedules. Anybody booking calls and then they're rescheduling? Really common in the space right now. If you're running ads to a video sales letter, the show up rate has decreased dramatically. Now there's some tweaks that we can do on that end, like a pre-call conversation, which has been working really well to up the show up rate. But this has been really common, especially with VSL ads and that sort of stuff. Or your close rate is dipping below 20%, even though you know your offers can change people's lives, right? That's really common with high ticket offers nowadays. I'm going to show you how to overcome that. The trust recession is hitting you hard, and it feels like pulling teeth while your team or you are prospecting. And it feels like you're an overworked employee rather than a true champion CEO. Anybody feel like that? Want to be honest, sharing, awesome, cool. But what if you had a consistent qualified lead flow, so you always knew where your next sale was going to come from? You had an automated nurture sequence that turned strangers into raving fans, so your authority and profits grew faster than ever before. And one really cool thing that I'm going to show you at the end here is how to have a 360 view of your business, so you know what your sales and your setter team performance is, and so that you can make corrections immediately. So would that change everything for you? Yeah, awesome. Then you're in the right spot. Here's some issues that are going on in the coaching industry right now. They're teaching you how to be an employee instead of a champion CEO. Just not enough programs are teaching people how to hire a lean team of A players, how to source them, how to train them. And that is, once we get over 20, 30K per month, that's one of the most crucial things. How quickly can we build systems and hire A player culture fits and train them up to KPI? That's what scales us from 30K to 100K, right? Trust is at an all-time low. So the VSL, to call booking formula, just isn't working anymore. Everyone is teaching the 2020 call booking strategies instead of the new updated high quality call booking strategies in this post-trust era. So you guys probably know this quote from Albert Einstein: insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So let's change that up today. Put a 1 in the chat if that sounds good to you, and we will get rocking. Who is hyped? Let's go. Elise, good to see you. Oh, we got some clients here. Elise, Dan, awesome. Isaac, Alexis, I love it. Hyped, sweet. Cool. And since we have like 5 or 6 clients in here, I'm also going to show you guys exactly where to go inside of our program to get some of this material. So that would be great. Super. Let's get it. Born ready. Sweet. So what we're going to cover today: how to create a consistent qualified lead flow and an optimized automated nurture sequence. If you guys aren't using Go High Level right now, I highly recommend it. You can also use Close.io. Pipedrive kind of fucking sucks. But in terms of automated nurture sequences, Go High Level takes the cake with that and creating funnels and that sort of stuff. Highly recommend it. What we're also going to share is the high quality call booking strategies that are booking 30 plus high quality sales calls per week in 2024, and how to create a 360 view of your entire company so you can make data-driven decisions instead of emotional ones, and rock that number 1 button. So cool. So like I said earlier, we're going through a trust recession in the coaching industry, agency industry. How do we build up trust? Number 1 is knowing our ideal client really well. The messaging, the offer, that's the foundation of everything. Do we have a specific person, problem, promise, path, packaging, right? I'm going to go into some of that. That's the foundation. Also, I'm going to show you our system for getting really good messaging directly from our clients. And Dan, you're going to see your onboarding survey up here in a second. So the second thing, easiest way to create messaging is through Ryan Levasque's ask method. What's your number 1 goal? What's your number 1 fear? What's the number 1 roadblock? And what's the number 1 thing you want to learn? If you guys haven't read that book, really good book. If you ask that to people who actually pay you money and then you look at the responses, your messaging will get so much better. Cool. What's your number 1 goal? What's your number 1 fear? What's your number 1 roadblock? And what's the number 1 thing you want to learn? If you just ask those questions and you put in an onboarding form for your clients, you will create far better messaging. It's stupid simple, right? So the offer is the foundation. People overthink offer. Just put it on a Google document. I'll show you how to do that in here, right? And then when you're getting messaging from your clients, then you can inject that into content that resonates with your clients, right? A lot of that document that I just showed you was directly words from my clients. I'm using their language, not mine, right? Does that make sense? You guys with me there? Cool, sweet. So if you don't have that in your onboarding forms, put that in your onboarding forms. It will take it to the next level. Cool, awesome. So from there, the offer, the very first thing is our community funnel. So why the community funnel is so powerful is that we can have absolutely shit messaging and still generate clients. A lot of people are teaching, create this VSL, create this webinar, run paid ads to it, that sort of stuff. It's just, it doesn't work if we don't have solid messaging for our offers. And when we do get people on a call through paid ads, either they don't show up or like there's not enough trust built up. And I've seen people struggle for like 6 to 9 months trying to work that. The community funnel is the way to go. Skool or Facebook, right? So if you guys are running ads right now and don't have a community funnel set up on the back end, do it. We did this with Nick Tan. He was making 40K per month. He was profiting about 10K because he was running ads and all that stuff. And then we put a community funnel on the back end, and he was able to scale past 100K per month in 4 months with far more profit. Just one community funnel and a setter and a salesperson, and he was able to scale past 100K, right? Community funnel is really powerful, and there are only 5 types of content you or your team needs to create to keep that active and to turn strangers into buyers. And I'll get a little bit into that, right? Now, some people ask, should I do Skool? Should I do Facebook? Now, here's how we break it down. If you're doing coaching, agency, sales, that sort of stuff, we recommend Skool. If your ideal client is currently on Skool, I would get on Skool and have a Skool community. Now, we also work with clients who are teaching drums and teaching trumpet and relationships. We recommend a Facebook group for the community because not too many of those like musicians are on Skool yet, right? So does that make sense with the community? Okay, cool. If you don't have one, create one. If you have an audience, you'll never be poor, right? And you'll never go back into, go through the income roller coaster because you can pull calls at any time, right? For example, I devoted in 2017, 2018, I devoted 6 months just to take traffic that I didn't own to traffic that I did own in my Facebook group. And I optimized my offers. That set the foundation and the tone for the entire business. Is I had an audience that attention is the new gold. So if we can own as much attention as possible with our ideal clients, that's the new gold. And then I had really good messaging for the offer. If we just have those 2 things, we are golden, right? Just take traffic that you don't own, move it to traffic that you do own. Done is better than perfect. Put the content pieces up, and consistency over time will build up and build up that momentum. Keep it simple, right? So, are you guys following so far with the community? Sweet. The second thing is conversion events. So you're building up that community, and then this is an example of a conversion event. So a workshop. We imperfectly launched this workshop. We literally put up 2 posts, 1 post actually, and then we shot out an email 10 minutes before, and I created the document in like 30 minutes to show you guys that you can just do it really fast, right? And I'm taking you guys through a process. So the number 1 thing is solve an immediate need for your ideal client, build up desire for your offer, and then invite them to a call. Or what I did back 4 weeks ago is I sold a low ticket $297 product. So you can also sell low ticket on these things as well. Sold 8 of them. It was cool, right? So this is an example of a conversion event, and you get people to sign up and you go through that process. Build desire or solve an immediate need, build desire, invite them to a call. Cool, makes sense? Cool. And then another thing that's working really well, really well, that nobody else is doing that I see is paid trials. So you can see it on my personal profile. I literally put up 5 posts, personal profile and my Skool group, $47. And it's 7 days for our program. So you get 7-day access to the program. You get a introductory call with Nathan, and then there's a sales call on the back end with Andres. So that builds up a lot of desire and a lot of trust for the offer, especially if you have a lot of content built out for your course. And everybody there is invited to the group calls. Dan is a really good example here. So Dan came to one of our group calls on Monday, and he's like, okay, this is no brainer, I'm in, right? Shout out to Dan. Let's go, man. So paid trials are working really well. Also, paid sales calls. So a lot of people don't know you can actually charge for sales calls. Number one, you solve an immediate need. Number two, you build desire for your offer. Number three, you sell at the end, or you book in an additional call at the end, right? A lot of people in today's environment don't give a shit about free calls anymore. A lot of them. So you can sell a $97, $297, $497 paid call. That's what one of our clients did. Jason Medlin. So he does coaching in the fitness space. And he started with a $297 messaging audit. Then he bumped it up to $497 because everybody was buying it. And then he bumped it up to $997. So you can start low and then build it up over time, right? Does that make sense? You guys with me? Cool. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Cool, cool, cool. Why not GHL community? So I'll answer that for you, Scott. For Facebook, for Skool, for your communities, if you just devote 3 months to building that community, it will catch momentum and then it will grow automatically for you. People will find you in the discovery section of Skool, and they will find you in the discovery section of Facebook if you launch a Facebook group. And in GHL communities, it's not good for marketing. Like, it's just not. Go high level communities are just not there yet compared to Skool and Facebook. Don't recommend running it, right? Cool. Does that make sense? Sweet. Can you do it if you have not really built authority in your field? Creating a community is the easiest way to build authority in your field. When I was getting started in 2017, nobody freaking knew me as running Facebook ads and agency guy. And then I just hyper-focused for 6 months, moving traffic that I didn't own to traffic that I did own. And then people were like, your go-to person is Andrew. It's the easiest way to grow your authority. And people just shoot themselves in the foot by trying to run ads or doing things cold, and it doesn't build a foundation of the business. Like, you have a community where you have authority, it makes sales so much easier, right? You guys with me on that? Make sense? Cool, cool, cool. So let's get some people hop off mute. What's been your number one takeaway so far? And then we're going to go into, boom, some of these examples. So Isaac, start with you. What's been your biggest takeaway, man? Oh, muted.
Good thing I have a touchscreen. I couldn't find my mouse. My biggest thing has been I'm putting together a workshop right now and conversion event. So solving the immediate need, creating desire for my offer, and then making the offer at the end.
Perfect. Love it. You're going to crush that, dude. Have you started putting up promotion posts for it yet?
No, I have the offer. I'm going to go over it with Lauren after this. I have the kind of the name, the problem I'm solving. I want to get some feedback on that, and then I'll start putting together the post.
Cool. Perfect. Love it, man. Yeah, use that Slack channel. Bobby, what about you? Biggest takeaway? I think you're muted.
I just joined. What are we talking about?
All right. Then, well, I'll ask you next time when we take a break. Perfect. Thanks for being here, man. Sweet. Elise, your biggest takeaway?
I was literally just writing it in the chat, but for me, and it's something I'm working on, but just in the onboarding form, literally asking the clients goal, fear, learn what they want to learn, their biggest roadblock, and then just packaging that and speaking it right back to them to kind of attract and define my ideal client. Like, just ask them, they'll tell me.
Perfect. Exactly. And you can just create a quick, simple form and send it out to your current clients right now, like 5 questions, give them an incentive to do it, and then get that feedback from them, and then optimize the offer one sheeter and all that stuff that we're building out. So yeah, perfect. Love it. We'll get one more. Alexis, biggest takeaway.
I definitely fell into the trap of running paid ads and getting a cold audience. So I'm just thinking about how like spending 3 months really building a community can help bring clarity to me and also like help me build those raving fans that can like recommend me because they see me showing up.
Yes, that's going to be huge, Alexis. And there's this weird feeling when we start running a group, like when I got around 800 to 1,000 people and it was engaged in my group, it was like people are listening to me. Like people are actually engaging with all my stuff. People see me as the expert here. This is weird. And there's always that imposter syndrome at first. Like if you guys are going through it right now, the only way out is through. Like keep going. And the key is keep building those skill sets. Devote yourself to something. And then over time, that imposter syndrome will just go away. Everybody starts there with imposter syndrome. The key is to keep betting on ourselves and keep going and keep building those skill sets, and then it will go away over time. Awesome. Got this? Cool. Sweet. All right. So I'll show you guys some examples of how stupid, simple, easy content can be in driving people to this. So I've made around $3.5 million off my personal profile. I am mind blown how many people who are running a business, especially coaches, just waste their personal profile away. You can still post pictures of your family. I still post pictures of my girlfriend, things going on in my life. That's actually really good for content. And you might get a little less engagement on your business content, but if you're consistent over time, you can turn your personal profile into an asset that generates more clients so you can have a bigger impact on this world. So if you guys get anything away from this, just turn your personal profile into an asset. One of the easiest ways to take traffic that we don't own to traffic that we do own is by sending a friend request button. It's just doing that. Like Instagram, YouTube, we use those, but we got to create viral content to get new subscribers, right? Facebook, so much easier. It's just friend request button, right? So that's where I start my personal profile, and then I moved it to a Facebook group and all of that stuff. And content is actually a lot simpler than you think. The number one thing is story content. One of the best skill sets that we can build is around copywriting, influence, persuasion, copywriting, right? And one of the easiest ways to do that is modeling other people's content, seeing kind of the framework behind it, going to the gym and getting in a good state, and then rocking out a post. That's the easiest way at the beginning, right? If you're struggling with content, just go to the gym and create content there. That's my recommendation for everyone. It sounds stupid, but I create my best content at the gym or right after a heavy breathwork session. So here's how stupid simple it can be. Boom, boom, boom. I use my personal profile just as a testing ground. So when a post really pops off on my personal profile, I add it to my email sequences, I post it on Skool, all of that stuff. I just use my personal profile as a testing ground, seeing what works the best. Some of them flop, some of them do really fucking well. An example of this is for the paid trial here. I just said I'm considering doing a $47. I should have said paid trial, but done is better than perfect. I just said I'm considering doing a 47. What does that even mean? To my Systemize to CEO program. You get all of these amazing things, including the business OS, GHL, funnels, automations, ton of other plug and play systems. If I give you full access for a week at $47, would you like to take a look at it? Drop a me down below. Cool. And I think off this post, we got like 18 people to sign up. They went to, they got in, went to a setting call, then went to a sales call, right? 18 from a post that was really shitty that I fucked up in the first line, right? What's really cool about a Skool community or having an email list is you can directly put the link right in there. So the other post that I did for this, boom, let's see, boom. Basically took the same exact copy, but I added full access trial in there at the top. Same copy, gave them the payment link, boom. A little bit of scarcity urgency to light a fire under their ass. And then we had another like 12 or 13 people click this and buy, right? And then we booked a call, awesome, right? So in Skool, every 3 days, Lauren, can you mute that? Every 3 days you can send out an email through Skool directly. So what we did here was we sent this out via email. They got it in their email and a lot more people saw it, right? So that's a little bit on the paid ad strategy. Now, if you're inside of the program with Isaac and with Elise, I just built out a new course on this to show you the whole setup. So this is inside of our programs, you guys. So Elise, Isaac, Dan, definitely check those out. And if we have other clients here, it's been working really well, right? Sweet, sweet, sweet. The other thing with more intimacy marketing, building up trust, all of that, especially if you're above 20, 30K per month right now. What's working really well is outbound dials. So if you guys aren't building up your text list right now, your SMS, start doing it. Because we're getting about 2-3 calls booked per day just from outbound dials. So we have somebody opt in, boom. We have Nathan, outbound dial, booking the call. I was mind blown because I never pick up my phone and it's on do not disturb all the time. I am mind blown by how many people pick up. So outbound dials working really well. If you're above 20, 30K per month, definitely do it. It's working better than DM setting nowadays, right? The other thing, a YouTube channel. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have a YouTube channel. Put a 2 in the chat if no. Love to see this. Dan, Alexis, rocking it. Chase, awesome, cool. Isaac, sweet. I recommend everybody start a YouTube channel. I fucked up like when I was starting like 2 years ago and I was trying to make it perfect. I didn't take my own medicine. I didn't take my own advice. I had an editor. I was trying to make it all perfect with the perfect hook, research, all of that stuff. Then I got tired of it and just started shooting Loom videos. They're 5 to 15 minutes long. And the key was finding a format that I could model over and over and over to attract my ideal clients in. Just like Mr. Beast. So if you go back 8 years ago, he's trying out a bunch of different formats, trying to figure out what works and all of that. And then he found one format that worked really well, and he just did it over and over and over and over. And now he has 300 million subscribers, which is ridiculous. Same thing for us. Done is better than perfect. And put some videos up, find a format that works, and do it over and over and over and over. We recommend 2 YouTube videos per week and just getting that going, right? So if you guys want to check out my YouTube channel here. Boo, boo, boo. So with YouTube, it's the easiest way to warm somebody up, to turn somebody from
data side and the interface side.
A stranger to a raving fan. If somebody is watching YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video, they're much more likely to become buyers. What we also do is use the YouTube videos as prospecting videos and value videos. So if somebody's struggling with a specific system, specific offer, that sort of stuff. We can send the video over to them on Skool or on YouTube, and then they might watch video after video. And in the description, we have a book a call link, right? And it's more of a longer play than the community funnel. So the community funnel is more of a shorter, hey, we can get quick wins right away. But YouTube is long-term thinking. You just get started with it and consistent with it, and it will pick up momentum over time. So for example, boom, we have this video here that now has 17,000 views, which is awesome. I posted it 7 months ago, and it's gotten over 300 to 400 subscribers just from this one video. And then we followed the format over and over and over. And I've had 3 people over the past 3 months hop on a call with me or my sales team that didn't even need a pitch. They were like, I just want your Airtable systems. And then they paid in full right then and there. So that's why I love YouTube so much, right? Cool. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So what SMS platform do you recommend? I recommend Go High Level. So that was the second thing we were going to get into, nurture sequences. So get text message, get email, and then have automations in Go High Level that go out. And great question, Amanda. So it's really cool in Go High Level right now. I'm super organized. I wasn't when I was in high school. I didn't even use a planner, but then I saw the value in organization and systems and that sort of stuff and how much better it made my life. So now I'm super organized and Go High Level. I keep everything in folders so we can find exactly what we want to find. So every time somebody opts in to one of our lead magnets or funnels or whatever it is, they always go through a text and email sequence, right? So inside of when somebody opts into Skool, some of you guys might have gotten this. It's just, yo, your name, I'm Nathan, your concierge, here to help you. What brings you to the community? So why we do that with 2 text messages, it's more organic, it's more natural. And then Nathan hops in there and messages back and forth. So we can support the people who are coming into our Skool community, figure out their pain points, problems, challenges, goals, and then book in a call, right? And then we have an email sequence to warm them up. So this is kind of the hero's journey, email sequence, that sort of stuff that goes on and on and on. So that is an example of nurturing your leads that come in, so it increases intimacy and builds up trust to ultimately book in a call and become a buyer, right? Does that make sense? You guys with me on that? Cool. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So I'd love to get some takeaways before we go into the systems and the business OS and all of that good stuff. So sweet. Bobby, I said I was going to ask you. So Bobby, what you got for me?
I'm a little lost.
What's that?
I'm a little lost. What did you ask?
Your biggest takeaway from the last section.
The SMS thing, we do have GSL, but we are not following up them on SMSs. I think that's something we are missing on. But the audience is also different. I don't think in India people check a lot of SMSs. So it's mainly WhatsApp or some sort of other communication that they check.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's in India and they use WhatsApp, there's also a WhatsApp connection in Go High Level. So if you're not using that, I would definitely tap into that. There's really cool integrations with WhatsApp, with Facebook, with Instagram, all of that stuff. People are wasting phone numbers by not sending them through a text message sequence or outbound dialing. Like with our clients, that's the first place that we start is, yo, let's get some SMS, some text message going, all of that stuff. and do some outbound dials and get that going, because that's the lowest hanging fruit nowadays. So cool. Dan, what about you? Biggest takeaway?
I'm still learning a bunch of acronyms, honestly. I think the potential of Go High Level is really interesting. And I think also, as mentioned by Elise, the power of SMS versus DMs is quite interesting as well.
Yes. Yeah. And the response rate is so much higher in SMS than DMs nowadays. So that would be huge. And I would just jump into the GHL course. And also, if you guys have GHL and you're not using the Lead Connector app, or your sales team isn't using the Lead Connector app, it is freaking amazing. You can do everything from it. We got a video in the course there for you, Dan. Cool. Sahil, good to see you. Great beard.
I'm good, man. Thanks.
Sweet. Cool. So what we talked about so far, you guys, was how to create a consistent qualified lead flow and optimize automated nurture sequence. We talked a little bit about offer creation. You guys have an opportunity, 3 people, to book in a call with me around offer creation, around systems, around scaling, around setting these things up. And then at the end, I'll tell you what we have to offer and see if we can help you. So I'll drop that link in. I have availability for 3 people, so I'll drop that in a second. But we also talked about the high quality call booking strategies. They're booking 30 plus appointments. We went into this as a strategy, paid sales calls, and also paid trials are working really well. We went super deep on the community funnel because there's a lack of trust in the industry, and using these types of conversion mechanisms to book in those calls, right? And then right now we're going to go into how to create a 360 view for your entire company so you can make data-driven decisions instead of emotional ones. Cool? Does that sound good? Cool, cool, cool. So to give you guys a little bit of context, I was able to remove myself from the value chain when I was running Tribe of Buyers. So I had Jimmy Rutowski for marketing, I had Marco Cortese for sales, I had Brad and Avery for fulfillment. And that's ultimately where we want to go to be a champion CEO and run a business that creates cash flow without us. And so we win our time back. So instead of doing all the doing, we can be in the leading, right? And directing. So what I've done over the past 3 years is built out what I call the business OS. So it's a combination between Airtable and Go High Level. And what we do is install it into our clients' businesses immediately. So here's what it looks like. Boom, boom, boom. I told you guys about getting the what's your number one goal, what's your number one fear, what's your number one roadblock, what's the number one pain point. And we have our onboarding form inside of Airtable. So that syncs up to one central database. So I can create anything I want out of that data all inside of Airtable. So what I did was I just went through my clients' goals, their fears, that sort of stuff. And I created the majority of this document based on those responses. And if you guys look at my personal profile, boom, the key is becoming a champion CEO and letting your profits pay for your freedom. I didn't write that. I looked at Jay's response and I liked it. And he says his number one goal is to become a champion CEO and allow the profits to pay for his freedom, right? So this is just one example of the business OS and how powerful it can be. So over the past 3 years, what I've been building is a centralized tool for any business around content creation, offer creation, paid ads, sales calls, sales call bookings, fulfillment, all of that stuff. So with this workshop being focused on call bookings, One thing that I would recommend, especially if you're in the make money online space, is figure out what their monthly reoccurring revenue is, or what their monthly revenue is. And if you guys are in another space, figure out what that thing is to determine the quality of the lead. Because then from there, everything flows into this system. And if we go to new leads here, this might be some of you guys, we can determine right away who's the highest quality leads. So people that are coming in from Skool, they're putting in what revenue level they're at. And then I just have Tom follow up with them and hyper focus on them. So that's one of the biggest leverage points when it comes to call bookings and high quality call bookings, is immediately determine where they're at in their life or in their business and just hyper focus on those people, right? So we also have so much more in here. I've been developing this for 3 years and we just give it to our clients. We have the paid trial system in here as well. That's good to go right away. Everything around fulfillment. We have an event coming up. Boom, you can see all the registrations, the ticket sale numbers. If you guys don't have processes in your business, you don't have a business. Like, processes are the only way to remove ourselves as CEO from the business. So we have a whole SOP system, boom, right here, in terms of creating processes around offer creation, sales, marketing, lead gen, all of that in there. Hiring, finances, content creation, everything in one place. So boom, like that. In terms of, let me make sure this is set up appropriately. Boom. In terms of dashboards here, boom. We have our lead gen dashboard. And then if you guys are not getting end of day reports from your team members or you're getting them and you can't visualize the data they're putting in, you're shooting yourself in the foot. So here with setting, I can see all of my setters data at a glance right here. When the triage calls were taken, outbound dials, all of that good stuff. So that's all in there automatically. So highly recommend Airtable, highly recommend Go High Level. Those are two of the best freaking tools I've ever used. So cool. So just to recap one more time, we went over consistent lead flow, went over content, went over high quality call booking strategies, building our community funnels, and how to see our business with a 360 view, all of that good stuff. And that's what these people have done here. So cool. Let's get some takeaways, all of that good stuff. Biggest takeaway, Alexis.
Well, my Virgo brain is very happy that I've been introduced to your world. Yeah, so it was a great training, and I'm just like, that's all I can say.
Love it. Awesome. Elise?
It's like I'm typing when you call my name. For me, it's systems. Flawless systems are the way to remove myself as CEO. So that is igniting me in a new way right now.
Awesome. Love it. Sweet. Fred, what about you, man?
Yeah, I personally am trying to reconcile my business offer to your system and see how that can best be done. I'm in the early stages of that reconciliation, but I'll probably have to follow up with you or Lauren or Andre on how best to do that. But I see some, synergies, the magic word synergies with that. Everything's always more complicated, right? But it's a higher level price point than like $49 a month kind of thing. So it would be on a higher scale. So not to bore everybody with the details now, but that's kind of where my brain is at the moment. But this is, like everybody else, very helpful to see what's possible. You know, actually, I got Keep right now, which is the old Infusionsoft.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Keep on that platform?
Yeah, they call it Confusionsoft for a reason.
I know.
I've found with any tool, it's like 2 weeks and you should be good of learning it. It's people just getting over that hump of learning it. And with Confusionsoft, I tried. It took me 2 months and I still didn't get it.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, with Airtable Go High Level, there's so much simpler. Just expect it to, if you're just learning it right away, expect it to suck for the first 2 weeks. But you also need the right trainings. So that's why we have everything in our academy with the trainings of exactly how to set it up, our exact pieces, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
I'll dig into it more. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Love it, Fred.
Look forward to the recording too, Lauren.
Yes.
Andrew, can I share 2 takeaways?
Yes, I just dropped my link in the chat. I have openings for 3 spots. So on that call, we'll break down your offer, your systems, and your team, and create a game plan to scale past 100K per month. So either way, you leave with an awesome call. I'll tell you at the end how we might be able to help, all of that good stuff. Got 3 spots, just dropped it in there. But Lauren, go ahead.
2 things that I thought of during the talk today that I wanted to share with everyone is back when I scaled my business to 30K per month, which I was able to do within 90 days, is that I did it in 90 days. And the first 45 days, it sucked. It really did. It was so awkward. I felt clunky. I felt weird, but I was taking imperfect action every day. Posting content, starting conversations, putting myself out there. And then at the 45-day mark, there was a shift that happened and I started getting the inbound leads. And I was like, oh, this is happening. And I built up my personal profiles with a mixture of personal and business content for a few years. And then due to personal reasons, I had to take some time off. When I came back out with business content in late February, early March this year, I made an announcement post, like a life update origin type post. And the call to action was to book a connection call with me. And the slots were filled. And then from there, we signed clients from those connection calls. And I'm sharing this with you because I first want you to know about that 90-day process of how it can suck. But then there's the part where it changes and shifts. And then also encouraging all of you to truly take it seriously in regards to content creating and building your personal profiles. This can and will change your life tremendously. So take it very, very seriously. Like I said, I took time off for almost a year. And then in one post, boom, she's back. I'm booking a call with her.
100%. And I think, is Sahil still here? Yeah.
Sir.
Awesome. I was hanging out with Sahil, what was that, like 2 months ago? And he had me read the Bhagavad Gita. So I've been reading that. I think I'm like 2/3 of the way through. But I love the idea of our spirituality, our connection with our spirituality is found through the work and putting the work in. And that's how we get most connected to our spirit, right? And it's going to go through ups and downs, but the only way out is through and putting the work in and directing. And it comes in different layers. Like at first, like we just need to build up skill sets, take imperfect action, tell our brain to shut the fuck up and just do, and pick up a lot of data points. Because as Steve Jobs says, we can only see the data points looking backwards. But if we're not taking the action, we're not going to pick up enough data points to create the system to remove ourselves from our business. The second layer is systemizing and delegating. So we build our offers, we build our audience, we build our marketing, we build our sales, right? And then from there, it's our getting out of the doing in the business and into the leading, right? That comes through our systems, our team, our delegation. But the first part, with anything, if you just devote yourself for 90 days, and say, this is the only thing I'm committed to, and you get yourself around the right people and have the right direction, and the right mentors, there's no way you can fail, right? And that's what I did with losing 21 pounds in 75 days. My life was fucking miserable. And I was depressed and I was drinking way too much. I set a goal, 90 days, quit drinking, lose 20 pounds. Day 75, I looked down at the scale at the YMCA and I was 21 pounds lighter. It said 162 pounds. And then 15 days after that, I was 90 days sober. And that's what really transformed the rest of my life, back in 2017. 90 days, if you guys don't have a 90-day goal, this is perfect timing because it's start of Q3. Just set that 90-day goal and stop at nothing to achieve it and surround yourself with the right people. Cool? Awesome. Sweet,
So
sweet.
is it okay if I share something?
Yeah.
Yeah. With the very first point where you mentioned about the data points, I realized this from last couple of months also in our business. It's like we make decisions most of the time on the assumption. We try to assume things. And when we look at the data, the things turned out to be completely different. That's what we have seen. And most of our clients as well, same thing. We're like, okay, nothing is working, tried this, didn't work out. And when we look at the data, like, no, things were working. It's just, we become impatient sometimes to get into that. And second, with the systems, that's what I love about you, man, how you have built up entire system and all while you were sharing all that lead connector app and all. So I was texting my team to, we have a masterclass coming next week. So I'm like, let's set up all this lead connector and sending notifications, API integration and all. So thank you so much, man.
For sure, man. Yeah, I love it. And yeah, with the data portion, like we feel like we're not getting anywhere, but usually when we look back at the data, we're like, oh, I am making progress. But if we don't have those trackers, we don't know. And then we're lost in our emotions. That's why data is so powerful. Just like with leads, we might not feel like we're getting anywhere. But if I look back like a month or two.
Ready to go get in the car?
No, I'm not getting in the car. Sorry, could you get that? There are leading indicators and lagging indicators. So lagging indicators are like revenue, profit, number of sales, that sort of stuff. A leading indicator to that is number of new leads, number of new people in my Facebook group or my Skool group. If you just focus on the leading indicators first, you know that will transfer into the lagging indicators. So does that make sense to you guys? Just look at the data. Cool. Awesome. Oh, cool. Where are we going, Nikki? Cool. Okay. Sweet, guys. I think I have time for 2 or 3 questions. Let me look at my calendar real quick. Oh, sweet. I'm connecting with Joel, and Joel's here. So I have time for 2 questions, and I'm connecting with Joel. So Sahil, Dan, Isaac. I think the big thing that I want to share with Isaac, Dan, everybody who's in the program, content-wise, boom, just model the shit out of our content right here. So we have exactly what to post, the content strategy for that, the exact examples of what to post, boom, right here, ready to go. And you guys can just model the shit out of that. Like a video testimonial, there's a specific way to do it when you get testimonials. So just follow this format with this content. And in the video, I break down totally how to do that. So if you guys are struggling with content, building your audience that way, that sort of stuff, just go directly in here and model the shit out of this. I've done this for 7 years. This stuff just works. So don't reinvent the wheel. Just follow this content format right here. It makes it super easy. So cool. Awesome. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So yeah, cool. Chase, that's for everybody inside the free trial or the paid trial in the program. Just heads up for you guys. Lauren, if you have the link for the $47 paid trial, if anybody wants to hop in, you can pop it down below. Yeah, I think you should You can find it in Airtable in the Business OS. But cool. I got time for 2 questions, and then Joel and I are hopping on here.
I have a question about content.
Yeah.
I gotta think of a personal page. For me, it's Instagram, trying to post daily, been doing a good job of that. Then I think of adding YouTube and adding Skool, and it, to me, not having done it, seems like a lot. How do you think about repurposing content, or what do you share personal? What do you share in Skool? What do you share longer form on YouTube? How do you think about the different platforms?
Yeah, in that first video in content, I have that all broken down for you. But to give you the quick answer here, I believe it all starts with our profile, where the majority of our people are at, and testing things out there, looking at what really hits, and then you can create a YouTube video out of that. Like, I use my personal profile as a testing ground for everything. So then with YouTube videos, I just map out 2 hours per week to create 2 YouTube videos. And it's between my deep work times, 8 and 10 o'clock. And then I'm hyper focused on 2 videos. Like, that's it. And then we get those posted up and we're good to go there on YouTube. And then anything that really works on my personal profile, where I'm posting like 2-3 times per day, I'm posting the ones that really work up in Skool, right? That content course is going to be fucking gold for you, man. I would just follow that strategy. It works over and over and over.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Cool. Good stuff. Sweet. Alexis, Dan, Perry, Parames, Juan, Dane, Chase. You guys have questions? Or, sorry, that was a bad question. What statement? What question do you have for me? Got time for one more. Billy, Bobby, hit me up. I'm not leaving until I get one more fucking question.
This question is more like a curiosity question.
Yeah.
When you first got into business, did you have this structure, these systems in place? Was it natural for you to like create those systems for yourself?
Great question. No, I remember 2 years into the journey in 2019, I hired somebody to help me with systems, and I didn't even know how to describe what I was doing, and I was confused as fuck, right? The thing that shortened my learning curve was I joined Ty Lopez's program, then Den Henry's program, then Johnny West's program, then Scott Olford's program, and I devoted myself to those things. I built up my network, and I used their roadmaps to shorten time and to collapse time, so I got to where I wanted to go quicker. And when I was starting, I was $82,000 in student loan debt, and I had $600 to my name, and it was scary as fuck. That's that's where it was at, and I totally understand that. But like the first course with Ty Lopez, I didn't get a client for the first 6 months, but it was like that turnkey, that ignition of like, this is the path I'm on. And then Dan Henry's program had a better roadmap, had a better community. I got into that rhythm of being a part of programs. And I'm like, I'm committing to this. And I had a lot of like inspiration after losing 20 pounds in 90 days. And that's when I got my first client. Like Dan Henry's program gave me a better roadmap on how to do that, right? And then I joined Johnny West's program, and that took it to a whole nother level. It changed the strategy of like, I was doing agency and I was getting clients from driving door to door, like to restaurants, to gyms, to chiropractors. And then Johnny was like, just start a Facebook group. And then he showed me the roadmap of starting that audience. And that was the number one thing that finally clicked, changed my life, was building my audience back in 2018 with him. And then I joined Scott Olford's $100,000 mastermind. I had my first $62,000 month. I paid off my student loan debt. I barely had any money to my name, but I had some money coming in from my audience and from my offers. And the delivery kind of sucked, but the network was incredible. Like investing that much money, I got surrounded with some of the most amazing people. Sam Skelly, who runs the Pause Breathwork app, if you guys are using that, met her in there. Preston Smiles, Gerard Adams, like got connected with some super high level people in there. But then it was just, I took a lot of imperfect action. I was able to see the data points looking backwards. And then over time, I was able to create the systems out of those things, like my own unique systems out of that. So I hope that answers your question. Cool. Sweet. Awesome, guys. Well, good stuff. Awesome. Thanks for being here, Chase, Dan. Awesome. Ben, we have a call later on, Ben, right? Cool. We're just hopping off here, but Lauren will get you guys the recording and all that good stuff. And then I'm going to click end here, and Joel, I'll shoot you over a new link, and we'll get rocking, man. But cool. Sweet. Go crush it, guys. Go book those calls. See you soon.